guys, so this tutorial will mainly focus on Unity's sound engine and how it actually operates and how it's translated into GraalScript 2. So the most basic example when we use sound engine is, for example, the slight footstep sound we have every time we're actually moving. So the way sound actually works in Unity is very simple. You have two main components, or two main objects, let's say, that actually trigger. The first one being an audio source. Now this is just as its name is saying, it's where we put a certain clip or an audio file and actually have it work in game. So for example, having a theme music running in the background or our footstep sounds. And usually on the main camera or the player, you would have an audio listener, which has no parameters, nothing. We just take in environment sound and actually send them to your actual speakers. So now we're going to focus on the actual audio source. Now, as you can see from the inspector, the most important parameter is obviously the audio clip. So for that, we're going to take simply audios that I took and just use it inside our sound. So we're going to drag the clip right here. And then we have these settings that we have right here. So play on awake means it's going to play automatically whenever it spawns. You can trigger it off, so if you want to play it when the player comes in a certain area, or really if you want to trigger play it. But we're going to keep it on because like surround music that we're going to have. Second, we have this loop, if at the end we want it to loop or not. Very straightforward and simple. And you can really check the other parameter settings and what they do online. Now, we want this sound to be actual 3D enhanced. What does 3D enhanced means? It means whether the player is close to it or far away, the sound would be different. For example, the further away we are, the sound would be dimmer, maybe not even present. So to do that, we're going to have to work with the spatial blend. Having it more towards 2D or more towards 0 would make it so that there is no really 3D element to the sound and would just be running whenever, however. While pushing it towards the 3D, towards 1, the spatial blend, would make really the sound this entity in the world that when you get closer, it gets stronger. Now, putting it in the middle would have it always on, but maybe a little dimmer. You can experiment with it to actually get the effects. For this example, we're going to have the spatial blend to 1 for this ongoing music just to see how the effect works. Then we're going to have to go and edit the 3D sound settings. So first of all, what is a Doppler level? Now a Doppler level interacts with movement. So when we're actually going through to the source, there's some distortion that will come in as the sound waves are coming faster towards the player. This is a Doppler effect. I would highly recommend checking it out. But for this tutorial, because it's like a background music, I would highly recommend just putting it off to 0, because the higher the Doppler factor is, the more distorted the music will happen upon movement. Well, jumping into the script, it's very simple. The classic spawning in a specific game object prefab that we created, and just making it unique by finding it and deleting the old ones. And right here, we just took the position and placed it right on top of the player when it spawns, and got in the component for later use. So as you can hear right now, the music is actually playing in the background, and when we move away from it, it starts dimming and dimming and dimming until it's barely even hearable anymore. And in that way, we essentially create a 3D music that can be anywhere. For example, you can spawn an audio source right here in front of the tacos building for the theme of the tacos, and not having it being heard only when coming next to the tacos building. While being next to this rock, I couldn't be able to hear it, and I shouldn't be able to hear it because it's theme related. Now, something else that would be interesting to do is to see how sound effects work. For example, the footsteps, how they can be triggered. So for that, we're going to just take this simple sound effect and replace the music with it, and actually not ask it to play on awake and not loop, because we want the sound effects to never loop. It just has to happen at its specific moment. So we're gonna hit apply, save it all, and upload this new asset bundle to GraalScript 2. So now we're gonna hop into our code and actually edit it a bit to allow us to actually trigger our audio on a mouse click. So we're gonna go to function on mouse down. So when the mouse is pressed, we're gonna check if the pressed button is the left button. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this dot sound source and just play the sound. So now when I hit apply, we hear no sound, no music anymore. When I left click, you can see this clanking. Now of course, if I'm far away from the spawning position, I'm gonna hear it very lightly, very softly. So a way to deal with that is to actually change the position of the object every time we press the button. So now when I hit apply, wherever I am, the object is moved to my position and then the sound is played, thus making it the same way. Now, how could it change? Maybe each player will have its own sound source and different player will hear each other in different way based on the location, the position. Now the audio source does not have to just play an actual sound or stop it or pause it if it's a long sound, but you can also change the clip, well, on the fly. Thus, for example, creating the footsteps that we hear, or and using, for example, animation events for when the foot is actually on the ground to actually trigger the footsteps. And yeah, these are some of the few examples that you can do with 3D sounds to actually enhance your worlds and the experience of the game. So yeah, this video was just how to use sound effects, like a really basic approach, a basic introduction to it from Unity, and the way to actually interpret it, use it, and manipulate it in GraalScript 2 in the most efficient and basic way possible. Now, I would highly recommend just looking more into it, satisfy your curiosity, and actually improve and better your developing career with it. And if you have any question or some stuff may seem unclear, we'd be more than happy to help you out in our Graal Discord channel. Just ask your question and we'll be there to support you and help you out.